If the thought of going completely sober scares the heck out of you, but you've never found success in cutting back and moderating, it's likely that you've just given up on progressing at all. Which is why I want to bring this new perspective to you so you can start operating from it and see success in life. Remember, it's all about progress, not perfection. What's up, my free and powerful friend? I am Magnify Maggie, and I'm the creator of the Magnify Method, which is an alternative recovery approach. It's a new conversation to help you think different in order to drink different or never again. Make sure you subscribe because I bring all types of new, progressive, really out-of-the-box strategies here to help you finally find new results in your journey to break up with alcohol. I grew up with an alcoholic mom, and then I began drinking myself, and it was almost 16 years of dangerous binge drinking, alcoholic behavior, and even by most books being an alcoholic. And whenever I strived for sobriety using the AA and 12-step narrative that I'd picked up and really been indoctrinated into, I seemed to find less results. I was more depressed, I was more ashamed, I was having more cravings, and the main thing was that I was relating everything to alcohol, even though I was trying to follow the steps and stop drinking. I couldn't find anybody that was teaching moderation. I still don't really, even though I think that learning to cut back brings you to a place that you're courageous enough to try life without it completely, at least long enough to see that, hey, life is pretty fun and life can be good without it, and to really teach you about your confidence. So I really take pride in the idea that moderation, cutting back, can be the segue, the gateway to complete sobriety. But the key is not chasing sobriety, it's chasing things that are gonna fulfill you, chasing adventure and excitement and things that are gonna teach you that you are confident, that you are a badass, that you can really get success out of your life. My transformation sprang from a very pivotal point in my life where I stopped just journaling about becoming a personal trainer and a nutritionist and starting my own wellness company. And I actually invested in the programs and the professional education and certifications. I was taking my mind off of alcohol, and I was putting it on something that truly was a passion of mine, something that was exciting to think about when I woke up in the morning, and I felt differently because of it. I wasn't ruminating over my drunken shame and my embarrassment and all the money that I wasted drinking and all of the pain that I caused, not just myself, but my husband and friends and family. I wasn't thinking about that anymore. I was thinking about fulfilling goals, genuine, sincere goals that I had. And so as I started to attain these certifications and take on clients in the personal training and nutrition realm, I myself was finding that I'm not thinking about alcohol and I'm not wanting it. And then I started to teach people how to not think about and not want certain types of foods. If you've ever been on a diet, you might have tried something highly restrictive and then found that by telling yourself not to have the cookie, you were thinking about the cookie. And then come 10 p.m., you're in the pantry inhaling the whole entire package of cookies because all day you've been thinking, don't eat the cookie. And in teaching this, I started to have my own revelations. I was seeing that I intuitively stopped thinking about what I was restricting, but rather putting my mind to what I was adding in. And you'll see this across the nutrition narrative that it's about addition, not restriction. And I think that's perfectly transferable to the addiction realm, where we're taught to just strive to avoid this external circumstance, when that external circumstance can literally have zero power over you if you create the right mindset. So I was kind of creating this correct food mindset for others while getting this correct alcohol mindset for myself. And that really was the very beginning of what is now the Magnify Method. Remember, the mind can't understand stop thinking about something. If I tell you right now, stop thinking about work, all you think about is work, right? You start thinking about your coworkers, your projects, your boss. If I tell you stop thinking about alcohol, you see alcohol flash across your mind or an alcoholic memory. So Taking your mind off of the problem and putting it on the image you wish to create sets up a different vibration, sets up a different frequency, so you're going after things that you truly do want. And with that, I want to kind of discuss what moderation is in general. So if you're currently drinking every day, what you can do to start building a healthy alcohol mindset to truly moderate your drinking consumption. So you might be drinking every single day right now, waiting until 5 p.m., or you might be somebody that only drinks on the weekend. What I want you to do is I want you to think about a calendar. Think about how a calendar of 30 days is broken up into 4 segments, 4 7-day weeks. Now, because we stare at these calendars every day in our phones and on our walls, we are really programmed to think that a week is a really long time. God, I gotta make it through Monday through Friday and a half before I get excited, and then it's, whoa, going crazy. Or I have to get through one day, make it to 5 p.m., and then I can go crazy. But when you recombine the calendar and look at it instead of 4 different 7-day groups as one consecutive line of 30 days, you'll start to look at time a little differently. You'll start to see a difference in short term versus long term. And if you took, instead of a calendar, but a line of numbers 1 through 30, and you started to mark off every day that you drank, you'll start to see that it's not as spaced out as what you might think, especially say on the weekend. Well, clinically, it takes 4 days to sober up. So if you're drinking on Saturday, your body is not clinically sober until Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, depending on how much you drank. So that can be really eye-opening when it comes to what your common perception of what moderation is, and then helps you see that, like, hey, it's not just about a week. A week really isn't that long. I'm gonna take it out a month. I'm gonna take it out 60 days, 90 days, and start to look at it differently. And if you see that your patterns are every 2 days that you're marking off, well, then try to make it every 3, every 4. It's not about going from 100 to 0, but rather 100 to 99 to 98. And maybe you even need 100 to 99 and a half to 99. Whatever that looks like for you is going to be highly individual, and it's going to have a lot of variables that play into that. So by all means, if you're interested in kind of taking this one-on-one, then there's going to be a link in the description for that. I want to know all of the insights so that I can help you and just get you some success. But aside from that, understanding that it's not just about making it through 4 to 5 days for the weekend, but rather look at your month in one long consecutive line, and then start to just mark off the days. You can mark the days that were really good and the days that maybe you had a drink. And then you start to try to build up more good days than the days you had a drink. And before you know it, those good days are gonna be so good that they motivate you to move past the drinking days. I know you might say, well, here's my issue. Once I start drinking, I can't cut back. I can moderate when it comes to the days, but I can't moderate once I start drinking. I know, I was in that boat too. So here's a really fun strategy, is just pouring a little out for the homies. When you first start, this technique is really best suited for home environment, but let's say you're a wine drinker. Maybe you're right now at this point where you're drinking 2 bottles of wine a night. Well, when you crack open that first bottle, go ahead and pour out a glass. That way, it's not up to your own kind of personal commitment at the end of the first bottle to say, oh, I'm only gonna drink 3 of these glasses of wine on my second bottle. No, you already poured out a little bit. If you typically drink 12 cans of beer, pour out 1 or pour out a half, and then go on your merry way as long as you're safe, you're not hurting anybody. But the main thing when it comes to moderating is not so much controlling and manipulating the alcohol aspect or the frequency aspect of the days, but rather it's gonna be about your mindset. Remember that whatever you believe or expect to occur is so likely to happen. Once you plant that blueprint in your subconscious mind, it's gonna go to work to ensure that you fulfill that belief. It's a very magical mechanism, but we have to steer it in the right direction. So believe that you're going to control yourself at the end of your experiment today. Believe that you're going to feel better because you had half a drink less or 1 drink less. Believe that you're going to get to bed feeling so accomplished and so proud of yourself, full of pride, that you'll wake up tomorrow ready to do better. All of these beliefs are gonna guide you to create a new self-image where you're not somebody that needs alcohol to have fun. You're not somebody that needs to drink to escape. You're not somebody that needs to get very intoxicated just to feel your emotions. Start to believe different, and you'll start to see different in your reality. Remember, harm reduction, the formal term for learning to cut back successfully, is a science-backed and doctor-approved method for attaining sobriety, maybe in the long haul. But I don't want you to get too caught up there. Again, if sobriety, stone cold sober, scares the heck out of you, let's aim for progress, not perfection. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, because I'm sure if this video interested you, you're gonna love the harm reduction video, but also all of the mindset stuff that I'm bringing your way in the near future. I cannot wait to see you next time. And between now and then, just remember to think different in order to drink different, or never again.